Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Rifqi Ridala. My student ID number is G1D020001. I'm here to present a magazine with the title Can Cargo Drone Solve Air Freight Log Jams? Okay, let's start. This magazine with the title Can Cargo Drones Solve Air Freight Log Jams? Okay. It's for anti-meridian on 23rd December, and an MD-11 freighter had just landed at the logistic base near San Bernardino, Calif. It landed late because of heavy fog. Many of the aircraft in San Bernardino won't be able to depart because the other airport in Los Angeles Basin are fog-bound as well. Ground crews remove cargo from the MD-11 and get the many package into delivery trucks and small planes as quickly as possible before the start of the morning rush of cargo from Amazon, Walmart, and other line retailers scrambling to deliver Christmas gifts. Meanwhile, contraction is snarling traffic on the I-10 freeway to Los Angeles, and because of the fog, the I-15 is no better. Similar messes are often seen at choke point throughout the world, where the package delivery business face a raft of problems. Now imagine that the MD-11 landing in San Bernardino meets up with a number of small aircraft. It's fully full for a day of flying with no pilots on board and no weather instruction. The ground crew slide for fully loaded LD2 containers with 2,400 kilograms of cargo through the nose of each craft, close them up, and poof, they're clear for takeoff. Despite the thickening fog, the aircraft all take off, arriving 30 minutes later at various nearby airports like the one in Oxnard, Calif, where they taxi to the ramps of the relevant package delivery companies. There the ground crew remove the cargo, sort it, and load the small aircraft with new cargo bound for the Beverly Hills package sorting facility. After being cleared for the takeoff, the first of these aircraft raced like a helicopter before heading to the Beverly Hills site with just a parking lot with two ground handlers. As these odd-looking uncrewed aircraft come in, the wings fold to help the plane clear any branch or power lines. Just then the truck pulled right into the intended landing spot, but the aircraft perceived the obstruction and reached to a holding position until the ground crew can clear the area. Only then does it land, give up its cargo, accept new cargo, and get clear again for takeoff. And so it goes right down the supply chain. Weather condition day-to-day world paralyzed operation are struck of show, of fog, freezing rain, even failure of ground vehicles at improvised landing areas. Say a forklift can cross a muddy field to unload the cargo container, no problem. One of the ground crew simply tilt the aircraft nose up and unlatches the hooks, and the cargo container slide right out with the help of a cargo winch. Throughout the day, the process of sorting, loading, and takeoff is repeated 15 more times at Oxnard and other airport in Southern California before a final 4,500 kilograms of payload is loaded into the aircraft and it returned to San Bernardino. Refueling takes place just once at the end of the day. The vision of urban air mobility, built on the promise of electric propulsion and on autonomous flight, is no sci-fi dream but a practical project. One that a number of companies are pushing. Airbus has finished testing its FANA, a concept electric vertical takeoff and landing or VTOL aircraft that is meant to fly passengers at low altitudes within and between cities and towns. There is also the Cora, a creation of Google impresarios. It's to is meant only for short distance and low altitudes. Neither of those two craft can carry much cargo. Though, particularly in bad weather, consider how much easier it would be used to move cargo. Instead of people, if there are no passengers on board, you can lose the heavy, bulky gear, assure passenger safety, replace pilot, and you can also dispense with instrument that help them see where they're going, as well as the equipments that soundproof the cabin and support the windows, full beams, bulkheads, and so forth. And this no runway, no problem, go straight up. And the first drone data fed from all the sensor or blue dots are fused into a single picture of the plane surrounding by a sensor interface computer, which monitor nearby air traffic and computes pathway safe distance away. The second, the computer sends a message to the operator on the ground that a possible conflict is approaching. The operator then makes the decision to change the flight path. The third, if the operator does nothing to avoid airborne or land-based obstacle or bad weather, the computer will take the necessary steps on its own, including going to one of its three autopilots. The fourth, the drone can complete its mission even it is, if it if it loses communication with the operator and with air traffic control in the general. It simply follows a pre-planned flight route, detecting and avoiding traffic on the way. Okay, this this is this is drone can take cargo to Southern California instead of my company's subbrewing aircraft in Camarillo, Calif, was founded to exploit this advantage by starting with a clean sheet concept that was never meant to fly people, only cargo, and has with no one board to be put a risk. The aircraft can go to from places no crewed rival can safely reach. We call it the regal. If need be, it can lift almost 2,500 kilograms or 5,500 kilopounds of cargo straight up from the ground like a helicopter if a short runway is available. It can take off in the standard way, then fly straight ahead, carrying as much as 4,500 kilograms. That's more than the new Cessna 408 Sky Courier can manage, and the Regal flies much faster and higher. Also, it is designed to load and unload without the help forklift, pallet jacks, or other specialist equipments. The Regal sits low ground weather on tarmac or even sand dune, then tilts its nose upward so that either containers or bulk cargo can be quickly loaded and secure. The aircraft flotation tundra tires and four post landing gear arrangement allow it to land in mud, snow, sand, marsh, or deep puddles, and integrals loading ramps with rollers can be used to ease loading of pallets or containers. Because the Regal has a maximum gross weight above 600 kilograms, it fall under U.S. Federal Aviation Administration Regulation Part 23. The aircraft satellite link. In this way, the local air traffic control authority speaks up to the operator through the aircraft, just as as if the operator were sitting in the cockpit itself. Okay, this is Regal by the numbers. Wingspan with wingspan 18 meters, length 18 meters, height 3 height 3,7 meters, cruise speed 180 knots, range 1000 nautical miles, 1850 kilometers, sailing 600 and 6,700 meters, vertical takeoff payload 2,450 kilograms, conventional takeoff payload 4,540. Okay, this is the Regal by the numbers. It's great. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, requires that a human pilot of a conventional aircraft must see and avoid any air traffic that may be following an intersecting flight path. The same rule apply to the Regal. It must do this job by itself without operator input. The system known as the detect and avoid, or DAA system, use a mix of sensor, among them an anti-collision radar, or made by Garmin, a camera-based system that can spot conflicting air traffic and provide autopilot command to avoid it, or made by Iris Automation, and a LiDAR or laser ranging system to detect power lines and other small obstructions at close range. The DAA system also use what is called automatic dependent surveillance broadcast, a satellite navigation system now mandated by the FAA for virtually all aircraft of many size operating in the controlled airspace. The system track all flight no matter what path they take, allowing for far more flexible routing than the older ground-based radar could manage. Not all traffic problems are in the air, some are on the ground. Car or trucks may be moving around or even parked. For instance, when a parking lot itself has a landing zone, the Regal use an artificial intelligence landing system to spot obstacles from above, including vehicles, people, rocks, and uneven surface. This landing system can recognize many types of obstacle and clearings, including landing pads aboard ship at sea. Okay, Regal from this is Regal. This is Oliver Grow. The left beside. Regal gets its power from a turboshaft engine, which basically a gas turbine designed specifically to turn rotor generate drive that power electric motors with turn rotor blades. These are like propeller, but they are shrouded to provide more thrust than an open rotor bolt and to protect both people on the ground and the blades themselves when landing near bases or trees. The point this turbo electric drive Trend 2 is to provide high efficiency in cruise flight and also high power during takeoff and landing. That heightened efficiency allows it to emit an estimate 70% less carbon than the Cessna 408 Sky Courier while carrying twice the load, four times farther, and because of its turbo design, it can be made greener still by using biofuel. The airframe of the first Regal was completed in March 2020, and we expect flight testing will have begun by the time this article appears. Sabering has been in discussion with the FAA since 2017 at the permission to start type certification, which assures the safety of a new type of aircraft called Consorti. Certification is no small administrative matter. Type type certification for even small private airplane is cost you 50 million US dollar to 100 million US dollar, but a cargo UAV sold cost just a fraction as much to certify, and the Regal stand first in line for such certification ahead of all other electric cargo carriers using vertical takeoff and landing. So don't be surprised if you look up sometime soon and see a Regal cruising above your head, and some December into in the not too distant future, it might be playing Santa Claus to kids about remote village and large industries centers throughout the world. Okay, thank you. Okay, this is my presentation. If there is a word error, please forgive. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.